I told a bunch of you that John Carpenter...
He said Halloween 3 times.
John Carpenter's original intent was to make an anthology of Halloween movies, and he wanted to make a different one, not necessarily every Halloween, but every movie was a different Halloween theme. But, and Halloween 3 was already in the shoot to be made, and the producer said, you know what, Michael Myers is through the roof. And we're going to make a ton of money on Michael Myers, so you can make this one because you're ready, but don't ever make another one except Michael Myers kind of Halloween. Working on the movie was great. We had a good time. Tommy Lee Wallace directed it, John's pal, guy he grew up with, and he wrote it and directed it. John did the music for it. He was in on the casting for it, but that's all he had to do with it. It was a lot of fun working with Stacy. We worked up in Northern California. We had a good time.
Hey, nice.
There you go.
I liked it. Tommy seems to get most of the questions. That's because we all think you're the man. But this is for Jason, Steve, and Joe. How old were you guys when you did the movie? Because I watched it before you all
Children.
I'm gonna let Jason, because I don't know where she's gonna go with this.
He's smart, because you guys might not even know that that's Steve Marshall's dad at the end of the table. Steve couldn't make it, but we appreciate his dad coming down to represent. Hi, everybody.
How old were you, Steve?
I was 26.
No, you weren't. You were 24. I was 18,
24.
18 or 19.
He was 18.
If you were 18, then I was 22.
I was on.
She's still not sure how old she is, so just bear with us.
We're gonna.
Jill had to do it. Jill had to do it. Sort of a nude scene.
She didn't have to. She wanted to.
She wanted.
Ask her. I didn't even know that. It was
They begged me.
No.
We were
all
all
do a nude scene.
on the moment she was going
like,
to do that. On the day she was going to do that scene, we all made sure we were on the set behind the cameras watching, and that's as close as any of us got.
They were actually hiding under the bed, Fred told me.
We tried. No, I was the oldest of the three. I'm the oldest of the three of us. I think we shot in '86, right? So I was 25. You're younger than me, I won't say.
Oh, and I was 21.
Yeah.
So by the next Q&A, she was like, I was about 13, 14 maybe.
We used to go to bars and stuff because we just hung out together, whether we were shooting or not. And Jason is like, he's got this massive head, and he looks. So, you know, I was very slight and young looking. I'd get carded, and he'd be walking in. I was like 18 years old, and he would just
say, "What's up, Jason? How's it going, man?"
And they'd be like, "Hold up there, young feller." Yeah.
We were talking earlier, and I was saying how he looks like an older version of himself from when we made the movie over 20 years ago. But Steve looks older, and I certainly look way older, and Jill looks like a slightly older version than what she was a while back. And he said Freddie Decker, who also looks like it was just 3 weeks ago that he shot the movie, said that the reason is they never grew up. He became a lawyer, and I just got old. But they never grew up, and that's why they look so young still.
That's truth to be said in that, I think.
I just figured, I looked around on the set while we were making the film, and I said, is there anybody I want to emulate? And I looked at Jane. That's not going to work for me. Jill, and I don't have the money for the hormone shots. Damn, Tom, you know, all I got to do is grow the mustache now, and I'm playing you in the sequel.
There you go.
Anybody else?
This question's for Tom. What was it like working with John Carpenter as a director?
John was okay. I'm not a huge fan of John. I was a good friend of Adrian Barbeau's.
Don't hold back.
John. And John's he's very reclusive. He's very standoffish. He is not social. He is. He is a great director, and he's a good man, but he's just very hard to communicate with, and he has a lot of trouble communicating, and he's always seemed to be much more interested in the rubber of a movie than the people of the movie, and I think most of his films are like that. I think The Fog was very personable. It was a good ghost story, a terrific film. And I think Starman was a really wonderful film for him to make, and very unlike him. But the rest of his stuff is pretty, you know, stuff like that. But he was easy to work with, and you know, didn't have a lot of direction because he didn't know how to talk to actors, really.
Fred said at the last convention that depending on how the DVD went, there will be talks of possibly a sequel to Night of the Creeps. I was wondering if
Fred said a little bit about it as well, so
We're working on it.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
You guys have to do another petition, just like you did for the DVD.
Yeah. No, there has been. I mean, it's weird because I don't think there was certainly any idea. I don't think Sony knew that they had Night of the Creeps in their vault until the fans came out and said, "Hey, look, you have this here. Could we please have it back? It's ours." And they said, "Oh, okay, here it is." And I think that when we did the showing at the Austin, the Draft House,
That was great.
in Austin. The guy from Sony was there, and afterwards, what? Like, where'd all these people come from? And I think from then, there was like talk that if the film has this kind of following and there's interest in this, not just the Creeps brand, but the people. Right? And Fred said he would never do it. I don't want to make another movie. But then he said, well, if I could make a movie with the same people, and it didn't have to be a kind of sophomore blend of all of this, but it was Night of the Creeps, a Return of the Creeps that was a different kind of movie, then maybe he would think about it, and then I guess discussions just keep going. So who knows? It's actually, I guess, possible. I'm in.
I think we'll do it.
I think
I'm in.